In this video, we're looking at where cryptos are currently getting rejected, where they could get rejected over the next few days, and Bitcoin's path to $50,000 along the way with potential price resistance and what the sellers and buyers are currently doing. My promise to you, the viewer, if the video gets over 10% likes, I will not ask you to like the video. Just subscribe to the channel. There's still 3 days left to enter the Ethereum giveaway. 4 lucky viewers exclusive to this channel and Michael's channel will win $1,000 each of Ethereum. Just sign up using the Bybit link down below and deposit at least $10 to the platform. There are no KYC exchange, and I'll show you just in a minute why that's so important. Let's dive in to the video. First up, the fear and greed sitting at 56. Yesterday was at 60, and of course, this thing flips just like every other crypto YouTuber, going from fear to extreme fear back to greed and extreme greed. We've gone all the way from extreme greed up into greed just in a matter of weeks. So I'm thinking that some of these moves might be coming to an end soon, but that's short term. Now we have two different views. Obviously we have short term, we have macro, more longer term. You can have any other term in between there as well. But we have to pay attention to these trends. The sentiment is up. It's been down for a long time. If we have a look at a year, just over the last few months, we've been relatively fearful, and we've only just seen the market break back above some previous resistance levels at around neutral, which is sitting at around 50 on the value scale here. So we have broken up to 60, which puts us into greed. Now over to the flows of money going in and out of crypto. This has been the biggest week that we have seen in a number of months. 2 weeks prior, we had negative outflows, money going out of crypto. And then prior to that, again, we had 7 weeks of money coming in. So sometimes this is late data. You even get people rolling into the market later than expected. Nearly 200 million coming in the last week. And of course, if we take a look at the chart of Bitcoin, it's definitely showing that this last week market has gone up, low 40s to the high 40s, giving a percentage somewhere around 10 to 12%. Bitcoin's path to $50,000 obviously will have some rejection points. We're seeing 48,000 at the moment, and short term, the market has been rejected. So if we throw it down to an hourly, just in the last couple of hours, we've basically just dropped from the high of 48,000 to the lows here at 46.5-ish, which is only 2.8%. So that's been the biggest drop that we've seen over the last couple of days, but that's on a short-term time frame. Going back to the 4-hourly chart, again, the biggest drop at the moment, but that could just signal a short-term pause in the market. And if that is the case, ideally, we want to see the market hold up above $45,500 just to maintain the integrity of the breakout, which happened above all of these previous highs that we've seen. So the first high approximately January 13th to 14th. Then we saw a more major high come in February 9th and 10th, and then again March 2nd. So ideally, I want to see the market hold above these levels so they can reaccumulate, form some energy to move towards the $50,000 magnet that I've got here, 50 to 52,000 being that they're the previous highs. Now, just going back to the daily chart, looking at where this market could get rejected, where it could sell off, looking at what Bitcoin has done in the past, we've seen 7 days up so far, and we're probably coming towards the end of this current run before we get a few days reversal. So it's good to identify when the reversals could happen so that we're not freaked out in case we bought at these tops, running into the market in FOMO, which we know tends to happen. So the last couple of days, the market really pushed through these resistance levels back on the 27th. And that obviously brings a lot more people into the market. It brings the FOMO in, the retail. And unfortunately, a lot of these people are potentially buying at these higher prices. But if we can establish that there might be a sell-off and potentially how much that sell-off could be, I think that at least sets us up for some sort of success in the short term, just in case we bought too high, the little dump freaks us out and we sell the bags only to see the market then return back to the positive and work its way back to previous support and resistance levels, and then onto that $50,000 if we get there. So in the past, we've seen the market jump for about 7 days, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, looking at all higher highs and higher lows, or at least not breaking the previous day's low, even if we got some inside bars here. So 7 days up, the reversal that came was about 9.3%. Now, this market only then ran up another 2 days before it reversed all the way back down. So 9.3, the maximum it had here was 25.1. So call it 9 and 25% just here. Then we go back a little further. We saw 7 days up, 8 days up. The reversals that followed after these 7 days up, 6.8% for a round number, call it 7, and then moving back towards that move out of the summer bear market low. We had 8 consecutive days up and then a 6% reversal before the market went on for another 2.5 days, and then made a 12.5% reversal. So we've got 6, we have 12, we have 7, we have 9, and potentially 25. So we have quite a few numbers here. If we go from 6 to 12, from where we currently are, looking for a potential reversal at this point, from the top of 48,200, let's go down about 6%, brings us up to the highs where the market just broke out. So that would be a pretty safe point for the market to come back and find some support before it accumulates and figures out whether it wants to go north again. So looking down from the high of 48,000, 6% brings us in at 45,400. Now, if we do that from the top again, this current top, and remember the market could go up a little more from here, but if we're just using the data that we currently have, dropping the market down 12%, we would look at around $42,500 on Bitcoin, which isn't such a bad area either, as that comes in at some previous resistance points, very minor resistance, but still a little bit of resistance nonetheless before the market broke through into this 42,600 and then started to move its way back above those resistance levels. So 6% to 12%, I think those are pretty safe areas for the market to pull back into. Ideally, we don't want to see it go back underneath these old highs. That would just lead to a weaker market, being that it's come back into the price zone that it was in before it broke out. So ideally, we don't want it down this low. If it was to move 12% down, you'd want to see the market go up higher and then move correct back about that 12%. So as I've got here, the sell-off correction coming, I tend to think so. Probably, if not today, then probably in the next couple of days. The market rarely will do 7, 8, 9 days straight up, high highs, high lows, before finding at least a day or two correction at this point. So where will Bitcoin correct to? Well, we've established that if it is from this point being the high, if the high was yesterday at 48,200, then 6% down, we could potentially see about $45,000 on Bitcoin, or at 12% from this high, around that 42,500. Now, the path to $50,000 is obviously not going to be in a straight line all the way up. Probably we'll see a couple of days down. If we get a straight line, great. What does that mean from that point? Well, essentially it's up to your own individual plan. But from here, should we do get the rejection of 6% and then the market try to run up again, maybe we'll see another rejection back to that point or a nice clean breakout. Ideally, the break through 50K, this is for the bulls only. If we want to get that move through $50,000, the move back to the old highs, so these levels here, is the best case scenario to then load up again and the market find some support, accumulate before it takes its next run up to the next resistance level. So the path to $50,000 is still looking pretty well intact, provided we hold above the previous resistance levels at 45,500. So we're looking to move in some waves up to that 50K, maybe find a rejection and then move above to consolidate. As for cryptocurrency getting short-term rejected, sellers getting smacked down, going to the short-term time frame, I'm just looking at the high that came in several hours ago at 2.13 trillion, and then it got rejected down to 2.06, call it $2.07 trillion. Now, this is short-term, so if we have a look at the 4-hour chart again on the short-term, if this doesn't make it back to the the current high, then it has the possibility of setting up lower swing tops and the market fading again to come back and fill in some of these bars that just took off. For example, the 6 a.m. bar here on the 28th of March. Markets don't tend to like these sorts of moves, especially when they're big and they just take off without the market coming back to test any of the sort of pricing in here. You can see the market did it, it's done it multiple times before. This bar is not as big, but it runs up and you can see it retraces back almost to those previous highs and then it takes off again. You can see it happen again a few more days earlier. So the market ran up a couple of straight bars. Although it didn't happen straight away, it eventually did come back, fill in that price and find a higher low before it moved on again. And the same thing happens in reverse when the market falls. It likes to come back and test those prices before it continues on to see whether there is strength or weakness. Cardano also got rejected over the last few hours, had a peak at $1.24, but only a small rejection here. So I can hear the other end of the screen already, people calling out FUD, this, that, the other. It's really just looking at the short-term rejection because the price has fallen back into previous price territory, and some of these other areas haven't been tested yet. So the moves are getting shorter term, they're getting shorter runs to the upside compared to what it's previously seen, which were longer runs to the upside. So you can see some nice big runs up and then shorter corrections. Whereas now we're just seeing smaller runs and then larger corrections, comparatively speaking, to the previous correction. It's also getting close to previous top that came in back in February. So although this could be a short-term rejection, sellers getting rejected short-term, then what we need to see is market hold up above significant support levels. So in this case for ADA, I'm looking at around $1.07. Market come back, do its thing, and then hold the ground, work its way higher, put in higher lows, the same thing that needs to happen every single time for an uptrend to continue, and then find that energy to break out of the resistance levels like we can see back here at $1.26. You can see the same pattern happen time and time again. You've got some nice moves up, a pullback, another move up, and a correction, and then the moves get smaller before the market turns over and tests the opposite side of the market. So it happens in the bulls, in the bears, and that's what it looks like is happening at the moment. We had a nice big move up, and then this move up has become a lot smaller. That's not to say that it can't move up and break these highs, but in the short term, it might need a little more time just to recover, maybe come back and test that dollar zone, which also lines up with another previous high, a smaller resistance that we saw just a day or so ago, and then get the energy back, get the volume back into the market before it can start to push up and take out the $1.26. So I think this is sort of helpful, especially if you're new to the market, because maybe you've bought into Cardano. There's a lot of YouTube videos coming out at this time when the market is moving because people are searching for it. You can see them on my channel as well, but I try to give the warning that these are the times that it's possible. Not always the case. Maybe it goes here and then takes straight off. But more often than not, these are the times that new investors come into the market because they're hearing more about ADA because the price is moving. New people only tend to get into the markets when the market is moving up. And unfortunately, that's usually the time where there might be some profit taking. Now, it could be short-term profit taking, but sometimes that's enough to scare people out of their positions because they don't understand what else is going on in the macro sense and the bigger picture that's going on. Basically just profit taking before the market works up and works its way higher. In the short term, we're seeing the market find resistance and some corrections are coming into play. We've seen some great runs over the last several days, which has been fantastic to get out of a lot of downtrends at the moment in things like ADA, Ethereum, and of course, Bitcoin as well, finding those newer highs. Now for traders, they do need to take profits because they're trading on leverage. You can't go on forever in a leverage position. And so you need to take profits, and often that can show up in the sign of a correction forming a higher low, which is what we want to pay attention to. Is it the big money, the smart money that's coming into play now, or is it just another rally, a relief rally, or in a bear market? That's for the short term. On the macro picture, we want to focus on the weekly and the monthly charts to see what the big money is doing longer term and see what the positions are that they're taking, which ones are stronger, which ones are weaker. Stay up to date with what the smart money is doing with our free newsletter. Link is in the description down below. That newsletter is coming out in 24 hours. So join us over there, talking about crypto, real estate, and stocks as well. Links to our sponsors, Bybit, are in the description. The Ethereum giveaway has 3 more days to go, so get in there and sign up down below. My natural reaction is to ask you to like the video, but I hope you've done that already, and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys at the next one. Until then, have more fun to get more done.